Hello, welcome back to Rev Solutions. If you haven't already, click the bell for notifications, click the subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up. So today we're going to be reviewing the Sinnis Blade X 2020 model. Now Sinnis Blade have been celebrating over 13 years of the Sinnis Blade series, and they claim that this is their best version yet. It's designed to cope with rough terrain, and it is also used in trials events. It's got a protective aluminium body pan, large 21-inch front wheels and a 910mm seat height. So there's nothing stopping you from taking this bike anywhere you want really. You can go the long way round, you go off-road, it's perfect for the roads, it's an all-round nice bike. So the Sinnis Blade X is a Suzuki derived engine from the GS125, and it boasts 11.5 horsepower, so it's not going to tear your hair off, but it's going to get you from A to B. You're going to be able to do some entry-level off-road, and you are going to be able to have some fun on it. So this is a 4-stroke air-cooled engine. It's 4 gears up, 1 down. It's train driven and it's an electric start, so nice and easy to start. If you stall it, you don't have to worry about kicking it back into action. So the weight of the Sinnis Blade X is 134 kilos, so it's a nice light bike. You can flick it around. If you fall over, which if you take it off road you're most likely going to do, it's so easy to pick up. I'm not the strongest person and I can pick this bike up easily. So if I was on my own and fell over, I wouldn't have any problems. So the price of this bike is $2,399. You get 1 colour option. But to be honest, I think the colours of this bike are lovely. The styling, it looks the part. So as I said before, the seat height of this bike is 910mm, so it is quite high. I have said before, I'm 5'6". I do have quite short legs. I do struggle a little bit, to be honest, on this bike. I'm basically on my tiptoes, but it's so light. I get to a stop, I can always just stick one bum cheek over the edge and I've got a nice flat foot, and it's quite sturdy. So the seat on this bike is actually really comfy. We took it out off-roading a couple of weeks ago. I was probably on it for about 3, maybe 4 hours, and it's nice and soft. I didn't have a sore bum at the end of it. It's really comfy. It's quite narrow. I'm not the widest of people. It is quite a narrow seat, but it is nice soft. You could spend hours on this and you'll be comfy at the end of it. So coming round, I'm not a big fan of the wing mirrors. They are a bit of an odd shape, but it's an off-roader, that's pretty much their style. So I mean, you can always change them. I think they'd be quite easy to change, or take them off, whatever you please. So the dash and the handlebars of this bike, it is very basic. It is only a 125, so there's not a lot going on, but you've got the essentials. You've got your pass light, you've got your horn, indicators, nice quite stiff buttons so you can actually tell when you've got them on. Going to the dash, you've got your rev counter. It redlines at about 10,000 RPM. I do find you have to change gear quite quickly in this bike. You can't stay in first gear for very long because you just hit the red line and you just feel like you're slumping forward, you lose all power. Nice feature on this bike, you do actually have a gear indicator, so it's quite handy. You don't have to keep thinking about what gear you're in. It's really clear on your dashboard. You've got your indicator markers and you've got a little LCD display. You have a fuel gauge, which is really nice. Now Sinnis claim that you can get 100 miles per gallon plus from a fuel tank of fuel. I haven't tried that, but again, when I was out on it for about 3-4 hours, it barely touched the fuel. You have your miles, how fast you're going, the time, which is a nice feature, and your miles. Going on to the right, you've got your engine cut off and your engine start. Really basic, really nice. Okay, so let's take the Sinnis Blade X for a little ride. So I'm just going to get a bit of a feel of it in this off-roady bit first. So acceleration on this bike, it's not great, it's 11.5 horsepower. So it is quite slow, you do have to change out of first gear quite quickly. The seating position is a really nice comfy seating position. My arms, my hands are probably about middle height, just above my waist. Nice comfy, nice triangle position. The cushion on the seat is so comfy. I think it's the most comfortable one I've sat on so far. It's really nice and soft, it's got a lot of bounce. Yeah, it's really nice. So the wing mirrors, I'm not particularly keen on the ring mirrors. Don't particularly like the style. The position, I have to move my arms in to be able to see behind me clearly. But I mean, they do the job. Yeah, you learn to live with them. I think if I was to own this, I would probably change them. Something a bit more stylish, something easier to see. So handling on corner, so light this bike. You literally just slightly move and it just flicks about. It's so much fun to ride. So I do notice with the accelerator, you do have to, there's a bit of play in it almost, like I feel like I really have to twist my wrist, and I sort of feel like sometimes I have to reposition my wrist so then I can twist further. It's like you do sort of get used to, but yeah, I feel like just a little bit less play would make it a lot easier to ride. You wouldn't feel like you're having to adjust your wrist quite so much. So going round to the front of this bike, the styling of this is really nice. It looks like a proper mean off-roader. You've got a nice high wheel arch. So the headlight on this, it is just a headlight bulb. Really simple, no LEDs, but it's still bright enough, it does the job. You've got your indicators. I quite like the style of these. They sort of poke out a little bit, but they look quite smart. They're nice and bright. You've got your reflectors. Coming down, you have a 21-inch front wheel and an 18-inch rear wheel. You have single wavy disc brakes, so they give you enough stopping power. I mean, for the power of the bike, it's going to stop you in time. I've had no issues whatsoever. So I really like the mudguard on this bike. It's nice and high, so if you do decide to take it off-road, you've got a lot of play in the front forks, and it offers you a lot of protection. As you can see, I have taken this off-road. It's quite dirty on the front. I didn't really get any mud on me. The design of these wheels, they have the spokes. I think they actually look quite cool. I mean, for an off-roader, it looks quite smart. So this is the aluminium belly pan, so it offers your engine a lot of protection for when you're taking it off-road. It really stops all the rubbish going in and hitting the engine, breaking it down. You also get this really nice chrome styled exhaust heat protection as well, so you don't burn your leg on the exhaust, which is quite a nice feature, like sort of where your legs would be going if you're putting your legs down when you're going off-road. Really helps protect you. The off-road tyres as well. I thought actually before getting on this that I'd really notice the difference riding on the roads of them, but you don't. They're actually really comfy. I thought it was going to be like maybe a little bit bouncy, a little bit awkward to do corners, but no, they're really actually quite good. I'm quite impressed. So the indicator button, It's got quite a nice solid feel. You can feel when you click it on. I quite like that. You're not sort of looking down checking, or have I actually put the indicator on. You can feel that you've done it. You do have a nice gear indicator on the dashboard, so it's just nice, easy, look down, nice bright red display. Also have an indicator light. It doesn't tell you what direction your indicator is on, but it does flash when it's on, so if you forget to turn it off, you've got a nice bright light flashing at you. So even though this bike has quite a high seat height, I'm actually flat footed at the moment. I've probably got one bum cheek off the seat, but it's actually quite sturdy. I feel like I can just slide off nice and easy, get a nice flat foot. I don't feel nervous that I'm gonna fall over or lose balance with it. I think I could easily ride for quite a long journey on this and not get off feeling like my back's aching from the bounce in the road. I think I'd get off still feeling quite fresh. I don't think you'd want to do probably long distance on this bike, just purely because of the power and the speed that you can go. But I think for staying on the bike for a long time, it's nice and comfy. You can just throw this bike around the corners, it's so much fun. The clutch is nice and light on this bike. The biting point, I'd say it's probably about halfway out, so it's quite nice and easy to get a nice biting point on it. It's nice and smooth to do the gear changes. I think if you're looking for a nice cheap little commuter, little run around town, something you can take off road, have a little bit of fun off road, this is a perfect little bike really. It's really fun. It's just manoeuvrable, you can just jump on it, go to and from work, go out for a little ride with your mates. You could probably trailer it somewhere off road if you want to go somewhere a little bit more further afield. Yeah, just stick it on the back of a trailer, take it and have some good fun. That said, if anyone knows of any really fun little green lanes in the Hampshire area, or anywhere you could possibly do like motocross jumps, just something a little bit beginner, please let me know, because I would love to take this somewhere a bit more fun. Just drop me a comment in the comment section. Let me know where's good to go. Coming down again, you got the footrests. Now the brake lever is quite far away from the heel rest, but I had to stretch a little bit for it, but it didn't really cause me any issues. It's just something that you get used to. You do have pillion pegs on this bike. Don't know if I'd really want to take a pillion on it. I don't think it'd have enough power, but if you needed to, you can. It comes with quite a nice exhaust. It's quite big. I quite like the straight style of it, the way it flicks up with the seat. I think it ties in with the look of the bike really nice. You also have dual swing arm on this bike. It's quite nice. I quite like the style again, the way it ties in. It's quite nice, black, sleek. Obviously it's a little bit dirty at the moment, but when this is nice and washed and shiny, it looks really nice. But again, it's an off-road bike, so I think it actually looks better dirty. It looks the part. It looks like what it's meant to be. Coming around to the rear of the bike, you have these nice grab handles, so manoeuvring it is really easy. Again, this bike is so light, you can just flick it around, move it easily, pick it up. It's just really nice little grip. You have LED indicators on the rear as well. They're quite smart. They've got a nice little bit of give in them, so if you do drop it, they're not just going to snap off. It's a nice little rubber attachment. So the Apache Blade X comes with the knobbly tyres as standard, which I think is a nice feature. It's ready to go off-road, you can take it off-road, but it's also road legal, so you can do, it's the best of both worlds. So another nice feature of this bike is it's the rear mudguard. It sort of curves down, it goes down quite far, as you can see, so it offers you a lot of protection when you're going off-road and the mud's flicking up. I mean, you'll see there's no mud on the top, but the mud underneath, it's really done its job. Also has a nice LED brake light, nice and bright. I don't think you'd even want a tail tidy on this, so I think the style of this as it is really nice. So it only comes with a side stand, this bike, you don't come with a centre stand, but to be honest, side stand's more than enough. So the suspension spring on this bike is a nice bright red, as you can see, which really is a nice flash of colour in the rest of the colour scheme. It really stands out. Or if anyone wants to take me out for a bit of a guide, that would be absolutely amazing. So the seat is quite narrow on this bike. Like, I do sort of feel it's nice. I think it makes it easy to still slip off the side, but I do sort of feel like I'm not sitting completely in it. I do sort of feel like I've got a little bit sort of either side. I don't know how comfy it would be to take a pillion. I don't think I'd fancy sitting on the back of this as a pillion. I don't think I'd feel very secure just because of how narrow the seat is. But we may give that a go, actually. What's it like to be a pillion on the blade? So nice and easy to do slow manoeuvres with this as well. So yeah, I think if you're in the market for a nice cheap little 125, something you can have quite a bit of fun on, take off-road, on-road, commute, then this is the perfect little bike for you. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us a big thumbs up and press that notification so you're always first in line to watch our videos. And we'll see you soon.